Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the St Kilda vs Gold Coast, in which Gold Coast had a kick about and still lost. So yeah, there was really questionable tactics from Dimmer Hardwick with Flanders, Sexton, Hewland, Joel Jeffrey, and Sam Collins all in their backline, all going 112 plus, all getting on the it'll be a full Gold Coast thumbnail. Looking at that. But yeah, it was really, really weird. It wasn't impactful on the game at all. Kicking back and forth. I mean, Sexton, hear this stat out. Sexton had 29 touches, 130 fantasy, the second highest fantasy number. A guy who didn't touch it for the first 75 minutes scored better rating-wise than the likes of Sexton, and I will show you that to prove it. AFL.com, let me just bring this game up because, man, these games on the Saturday were so bad. My stats here, then we go here. So yeah, anyway, there's that. But before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So, Darcy Wilson put a 2.2 rating. Alex Sexton put a 0.8. And you look at this, and I will go back to my usual way of doing it. Look at this. Sexton, 130. Darcy Wilson, 34. That's all that needs to be said. And I think it proves a point that Alex Sexton, although he was a really good fantasy scorer, is so poor down back. He has no influence on the game. He is just there to collect free stats. That is what stat padding is. And yeah, I am disappointed that I didn't go Sexton in the end because he's making mass cash at this point. But he does have the bye soon, I believe. Is it around 15 or 14 that they have the bye? Let me just quickly check that. Sexton, they have the bye this round, so you could trade him, I guess. You could have actually traded him in this round, which would have been a smart choice. I mean, he has made, a lot of money recently. So yeah, I guess he was a really good choice when he got that roll back, as he's gone 120, 81, 102, 130, which is an L3 of 104. Damn, that's sort of impactful. So yeah, we made some dumb choices, I guess, over the course. But then again, I was just like, he hasn't really he's had that role before, and he hasn't really scored well. And then also the fact that Powell was coming back, I didn't think he'd survive past the bye, and I thought that there were bigger issues. But I guess he is really going to smash that break even anyway. Enough said, let's go through St Kilda quickly here. Sinclair 117, he was pretty big throughout the game. 15, 38, 27, 37, a pretty big output for him. Marshall 107, 13, 44, 38, 12. Pretty big in the middle two quarters with 82, but aside from that, got dominated in the last quarter by Moyle. And there were pretty much no ruck contests in the first quarter, from memory. Wanganeen Malero at 93, believe he was about 93 in Supercoach as well, just because he didn't really have an impact on the last quarter. When the game was in the balance here, he had no impact, and when it swung both ways, he had no impact. So yeah, that's why he got really underscored I think he lost like 10 or 15 points in the last sort of 15 minutes of the game in Supercoach terms, because he had no impact. Higgins 84, 85, Steele 84. Wow, this Steele is just holding Steele was a bad choice, but you know, and this is the thing about fantasy in the end is people say, oh, you need to why'd you trade this guy or whatnot because he's going crazy? Why did you hold this guy when he, like, it is such a almost feelings-based thing, and to hold or to trade, it can look so good in hindsight or so poor. I'm trying to think of other examples this year of guys just popping off after missing early. And I mean, Nick Martin didn't go off to the best start. Some people would have traded him, I believe, and now he's actually doing pretty poorly, I would say. He did put a 120 up last week, but, you know, his Supercoach over since Ridley's come back is a little bit poor. So you have guys like that where they start off poorly and then you get rid of them. What about also like a Hayden Young or whatnot? People said, oh, you need to trade him or whatnot, and he's doing pretty well. So guys like that, and so it is so hard to actually tell which one is the way to trade or not. Battle 81, Dow 75, Clark 75. I do think it is probably just the factor that Gold Coast just kicked it back and forth for so bloody long that it just didn't allow Steele to do anything. Battle 81, Dow 75, Clark 75, Wood 71, Owen 71, Butler 66. Butler was an absolute cheap with that goal early in the first quarter from a free kick. There was no free kick there at all. He got, and I hope he gets a fine for it. But watch him not get fined at all. Dan Butler. I want to actually just look this up on Twitter just to see if they actually did get a fine or whatnot. Latest, let me see. No. Seems like no fine for the dive, which is quite awkward from the AFL that they don't want staging in there. Yet they allow him to just get away with a blatant dive. Then you got Windhager 65. He had the job on Tuke Miller, and Tuke Miller did absolutely nothing. Hill, Kamamiti, King, Henry, Webster, Bonner. I knew that the game like this was going to happen, and yeah, he's going to drop in cash very, very quickly, missing his break even by 81. Yep, just didn't get involved in the game. It was Hill that was sort of took his place, but even Hill, I don't think had a good game by foot. Anyway, so yeah, it was just sort of a nothingness game. Let me actually just check this. Advanced stats, disposal efficiency. You can see Yuland 100% efficiency. That's why he scored so well. And let me just scroll down a little bit. Bradley Hill at 73%, but Bonner still beat him. So yeah, it does show something, I think. And let me just see the advanced stats, turnovers. Wilson did barely anything for the whole game and still ended up with 6 turnovers. Wingani Malira 5, whereas Hill at 4. And yeah, I mean, he didn't get much of the ball, but still Riley Bonner 2 and 4, and Hill was, I think, 4 and 2. Where is Hill? Here, 4 and 2, yeah. So, and the ratings for the game, I think Bonner didn't get rated that highly, did he? Riley Bonner 3.6, Hill 7.4. So yeah, Hill was a better player, but I mean, still Hill is turning the ball over quite a lot. So if Bonner didn't have those clangers, then he probably would have ended up a lot better rated than Hill for the game. And yeah, Darcy Wilson 34 probably going to go soon. Just because yeah, he had an absolute stinker. And is he on the? He's on the bye next week, isn't not this week, but the week after. Oh, I did get rid of him in fancy. Oh, that's a good thing. I did get rid of him in fancy this weekend. And the Sharp to Green trade might be one of the worst outcomes of the whole weekend. It was touted up so much. And it probably was the worst outcome because you left a Darcy Wilson on field for a 34 and you got in a 77 in Tom Green. So yeah, I wish I'd kind of actually now thinking about it gone Sexton, because I would have gone Sexton and then gotten Zach Fisher a couple of weeks later. Yes, I would have missed out on Zach Fisher's big scores up until now, but it would have been an obvious trade over the likes of a Tom Green. And it would have actually helped a lot more. So yeah, that Sexton trade was a bad one, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Flanders, he just kicked it about, and did no influence on the game. Bodie Yuland, a 124, who was actually highest scored rating for the game. Sinclair, Marshall, Jeffries, Collins, Wington, Malou, Dow, Anderson. Bodie Yuland, 13.7, even though he went at 100% efficiency. Tells you a lot about the passes that he was doing. 52 points in the last quarter. 36 in the third. If he had a good second quarter, he would have been up there around 150 points. Joel Jeffrey, 120, pretty consistent enough. I mean, an 18-point second quarter with only 3 marks in there. He could have done another couple and that would have got him up above Bodie Yuland, as he did get a 120, but he could have got a 130, even above one Sexton, to be honest with you. Collins, 112, pretty consistent. Big first half and then nothing in the second. Oh, well, not consistent then, I guess. 11 points in the third quarter. If that was another big quarter, considering that you had Flanders, Sexton, Yuland all getting points there, he could have gone absolutely huge. Anderson, 98, a little bit low a game for him, to be honest with you. 7 below his average. 44-point last quarter, went huge in it. Ballard, 90. Rouse, 75 for him, so Rouse was disappointing yet again. Moyle, 74, huge last quarter. I think he scored something like a 50-point Supercoach last quarter and a 33-point fantasy last quarter, as it says there. So yeah, he was huge and got up to a decent Supercoach score, which was nice to see, to be honest with you, as it was a really poor round for my boys again. Fiorini, Andrew, Long, Lukosius, Ainsworth, Closey, 55. He was pretty big. I don't know. You can tell I haven't had a coffee because I'm just saying stuff to say stuff. Closey was not big at all. 18, 15, 12, and 10. That is really, really poor. We wanted to see a 75 from him, and he got a 55. So, yeah, that was really, really poor. King, Holman, Graham 48. Again, I was so close to saying he had a good game, but he didn't. He didn't have a good game. I'm thankful that I caught myself there. Yeah, Graham, he had an all right start, to be honest with you. 12 points on 12 minutes. He was impactful, and then just sort of faded very, very quickly. And it was really, really bad. I don't think I held him in either format. I think I chucked him in both. But yeah, a 48 for him. I mean, he's going to lose less cash than Closey. I should have probably just played Graham over Closey, to be honest with you. But you would have thought, oh, Gold Coast playing an uncontested brand of footy, that Closey would go off, but he didn't. Berry, 46. Swallow, 44. Walter, 25. Had a hand in the ruck a little bit. Had a couple of hit outs there as well. And then Humphrey 11. For a full game, Humphrey 11. That is just really poor. But anyway, that is the video, and that is all the videos for today. And I guess I will see you guys in the next one, which will be the Swans recap. And I'm sad because I missed the good part of the Swans game. I left at about 53, 56, I want to say I left at. And then the onslaught happened or something from the Swans. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.